In this video, we're going to talk about applications of linear equations in two variables. So Chaz is a business sales representative. His starting salary is $60,000 and makes 15% of his total sales for the year. Write a linear equation y that represents Chaz's yearly salary and where x is the total sales for the year. Well, let's talk about 15% of his sales. So, if he sold $100 worth of products, he would get 15% times $100. If he sold $10,000, it would be 1,500 times 10,000. If his sales are X dollars, it would be 1,500 times X. Okay, so let's write the equation. Y equal to 1,500 X plus his starting salary, which is 60,000. Which, of course, you can write as y equal to 60,000 plus 1,500 x also. Okay, part B. If he sells $25,000 worth of sales for the year, what is his yearly salary? Well, I'm going to replace x with 25,000. So his salary would be $63,750. So let's write out a sentence to summarize this. If Chaz sells $25,000 worth of product, then his yearly salary is $63,750. Okay, let's do part C then. So how many dollars of sales must Chaz sell to earn a salary of $70,500? Well, salary is represented by Y. So solve the equation. We'd have to sell $70,000 worth of product. So let's write a sentence to summarize this. If Chaz has a yearly salary of $70,500, then he sold $70,000 of product. All right, so write what the slope and y-intercept means in the context of the problem. Well, the slope is 1,500. Well, I can rewrite that as 1,500 over 1. But what precisely does that mean here? Well, that means Chaz makes 15 cents for every $1 of product he sells. So let's write that out. Okay, what's the y-intercept? Well, the y-intercept is 60,000, and I can write that as an ordered pair 0, 60,000. The 0 represents how much product he has sold, and the y represents the salary. So that means if he doesn't sell any product, his salary is going to be $60,000. So let's write that out. Okay, let's go to the next example then. Suppose a student studied for 2 hours and earned a 65% on the test. Another student studied for 5 hours and earned an 83% on the test. Write a linear equation y that represents the test score and x is the number of hours a student studied. I do not have the slope and I do not have the y-intercept. So we need to determine both of those before I can write my equation. But I don't even have any ordered pairs. But I do know it's hours as the x-coordinate and test score is the y-coordinate. So I can write two ordered pairs. For the first student, that ordered pair is 2 and 65. For the second student, that's 5 and 83. So now let's calculate the slope. So I'm going to subtract the y values, divide it by subtracting the x values. So the slope is 6. Now, I need to determine what the y-intercept is because neither of these points are the y-intercept. So I'm going to choose the ordered pair 2, 65. Remember, that's y equals mx plus b, x and y, and I'll use m. Now that I have the slope and the y-intercept, I can write my equation. Okay, let's do part B then. If a student studied for 6 hours, what percentage would that student expect to have on the same exam? The hours is the x, so I'm going to put in x equal to 6. Okay. So the student would expect to have an 89% on the exam. So let's write this out. Okay, let's do part C then. Because this is talking about a percentage, I know I'm going to put that in for y. So solve this equation for x. Okay, so it looks like if a student studied for 3 3/4 hours, that student would expect to earn a 75.5% on the exam. So let's write a sentence out to explain that. Okay, let's do part D then. So we want to explain what the slope of the y-intercept means in the context of the problem. Well, let's start with the slope. Okay, so the slope is 6. Now I can rewrite that as 6 over 1. Now, remember, this was comparing what? Test score percentage to hours studied. So, what does that mean? Every additional hour a student studies, his or her test score would increase by 6 percentage points. So let's write that out. Okay, the y-intercept is 53. As an ordered pair, that's 0.53. Remember, the x is hours studied, the y is the percent. So in other words, if the student does not study for the exam, he or she would expect a 53% on the test. So let's write that out.